Hi, I'm Shayla, and I'm going to be interviewing Miss Aguilar today. She's been a teacher for over 25 years, 4 years here in the country, and she has like many different things she's going to talk to us about today. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, where were you when you were my age, and how did you get from where you were to where you are today?
Okay, so I was in Mexico, in Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico. In that country, education is different. At your age, I was doing my high school during night. I went from 6 to 10 p.m. every night to do my high school. And in the mornings, I was working. I was a secretary, and I was in the weekends working as a DJ on a record store. I was studying music in one of the nicest, very nice academia, right, for arts, and I was working hard to help my family. I knew I needed to pay for my college, and I was saving money as well.
Okay. Were there ever like pressures from society, like telling you like what not to do or something? Like, did your family ever tell you anything and you didn't want to do it or something?
It is interesting, that question, because the pressure on society was different than my family pressure. So let's see, on society, I was missing the fun, and my friends were telling me, you're missing the fun because we are having parties, reunions, and I was working. I was working and going in night school, and I wanted to play the piano, the violin, so I needed to dedicate more time also in practicing. So I missed the fun, but I knew that I had a goal, and I knew that I wanted to learn. And the pressure on my family was a positive pressure because my parents were very hard workers, my older brothers were very successful, and I just wanted to be like them.
Can you talk a little bit about your business and how you started that and stuff?
Yes, well, the business is, it's been since I was little. In my family, we opened restaurants. We were very poor, but we opened restaurants. We opened little businesses to be able to have private school, and I learned that from my family. So when I came here to the United States 4 years ago without knowing the language, I needed to find a job as a teacher, and I needed to keep on with the opening of businesses and pursuing for goals that I had as a personal with for my personal success, and to give the example to my kids as I got the example from my parents. So I went to the river walk, and I was looking at the businesses, restaurants, and I found a little spot there, a very old building, and I started my dream. It is, I think it's visualize what you want mixed with action, mixed with doing a hard work. It's not just visualizing and dreaming for the goal, or you gotta do something. So I started dreaming about my restaurant, this little spot in the river walk, and as my name is Gabriela, so I call it Bella, and then Bella on the river. It was hard because, of course, the requirements here to open a business, especially with food business, it's very different than in Mexico. But the quality of being professional, looking for being the best on what you want, the hard working, the habits are the same in any country. I mean, if you want, you can do it. So what I did the research. I researched about what I needed. I made the contacts. I think relationships is one of the most important things in your success as a person, anywhere you go, anything you want. So making good relationships, keeping your promises. If you promise to do something, you do it. So I think it took almost a year to open it, but we fixed the building and everything, and now it's a very good restaurant right now at the River Walk. It's called Bella on the River.
Okay, go check that out. Also, what obstacles have you overcome to get where you are today?
Well, many obstacles since I was a little girl. Having to work to be able to pay for your education, it's hard, especially when you have other people that are doing what they want to do without having to work hard. I think it is a difference in life, but again, after so many years that you've done with hard work and you have earned what you have because of your good choices, I think it's a good feeling. Okay, how did I overcome? For example, I in Mexico had my job. I was a principal of a school there. I had a radio program. I had everything. I was in my little comfort zone. But of course, I needed to get out of that comfort zone to break it and make it a wider comfort zone in the future, and that's the way I think you can grow. You break once you feel comfortable, you break that circle, and then you become, in challenges, you learn, you become a better person, then you create another comfort zone, wider, bigger, but then you keep on growing and breaking that. So what I did, I came to this country without knowing the language, without having anybody here. I brought my kids here and we learned together. We started again. I am now a teacher here in Stevens High School, a certified teacher, and opening a business, starting all over again, having to meet people here because I did not know anybody. My kids learned a good lesson about the challenge. They overcome and now they're doing very good. And we learned the language together and we never give up. And we kept on dreaming and visualizing with hard work.
That's awesome. Okay, as you look back on your first 10 years after college, what would you do differently?
I would do differently after college. I think I would do the same thing, the same way. I would maybe, I don't know, I think I enjoyed my life. I wouldn't change anything. I'm thinking right now, I wouldn't change anything. I did my bachelor's in the night because in the mornings I was a teacher. I was working. I had 2 jobs and study. So I think that if I have not done it the way I did it, I wouldn't have learned what I learned. And so I think I wouldn't change anything because I have done what I wanted to do.
That's awesome. Okay, so before we go, I also have one more question. If you had one piece of advice to give to young people getting ready to jump into the real world, like in high schools, what would you do? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that life is not easy, requires hard work, requires compromise, commitment to yourself first, requires respect to yourself first so you can respect the world, the people around you, requires visualize your future with action, with hard work. So I will just recommend do not give up, pursue your dreams, but with action. Start planning today. Start thinking, how would you like to see yourself in 10 years? It takes time and it takes effort. So that's my advice.
Okay, so this is Miss Aguilar, and she has amazing stories. Thank you for your time, Miss Aguilar.
You're welcome. Thank